Hey, it's me, Bean.
And Sneak. And Sparky, Warky, Sharky.
And we're like a little late to the party with this one.
But better late than never, chicken feather.
So even though it's almost the end of June, we still wanted to celebrate LGBTQ Pride Month with our Storypillar listeners.
Because, Chicken Fuzz, no matter who you are or who you love, we love you.
So, like, grab some lemonade and a giant chunk of watermelon and settle in for a very special LGBTQ Pride Month episode featuring a story written by Storypillar listener Izzie and her dad, Josh.
Ready, Tiny Teddy? Here we go!
I am Josh.
And I'm Izzie.
And this is a story we wrote together called When Webster Ate Through the Candy Castle on Princess Griselda's Wedding Day. Princess Griselda was a smart and courageous kid, and her parents and everyone in the land of the Candy Castle were excited about when she would grow up and rule. The land was in good hands.
Phew!
She met Lady Ananda from Popsicle Land when she was older.
Hi, hello.
Lady Ananda was fiercely independent.
I can do it myself.
Her father loved nothing more than inventing new popsicle flavors and sharing them with his people. His favorite that he had ever invented was strawberry and orange with banana. But Lady Ananda wanted to explore the world, and not necessarily to make popsicle flavors. So she hopped in a boat and set sail down the Chocolate River to see what the world could offer. After many great adventures, the Chocolate River led her to the Candy Castle's gates, where she was greeted by Princess Griselda and the royal family.
Hi, hello.
Griselda and Ananda fell quickly in love. When Griselda told her parents, the king and queen, they were excited that she had found her match.
Hooray!
Not everyone was so excited. One of the people who lived in the realm of the Candy Castle was named Webster, and he thought it was quite irregular for the princess to fall in love with the daughter of the ruler of Popsicle Land.
The job of the king and queen is to have children and who become kings and queens and have more children, he said to himself. How else would they make sure that the land of the Candy Castle lasts forever and ever? If she fell in love with the son of the ruler of Popsicle Land, that would be something. But the daughter?
When Princess Griselda and Lady Ananda announced they were getting married, Webster was very concerned.
Griselda's making a big mistake. I need to do something.
Princess Griselda and Lady Ananda celebrated their wedding by opening up the castle and inviting all their new subjects to come in and eat little bits of the tasty treats inside. They could munch on the cookie roofs, eat the cupcake bushes, take bites of the chocolate sidewalks, and even try tastes of the famous rainbow cake that made up the walls of the beautiful castle. This was a traditional way of celebrating any big event in the Candy Castle, and it made everyone in the realm feel special and involved. Nobody ever ate too much because it was a special treat, and they wanted to make sure that the castle was in good condition for the future. Webster accepted the invitation to come to the Candy Castle like everyone else, and he knew just what he was going to do. He walked past the cupcake bushes and the strawberries and cream trees, and he even ignored the cookie roofs, which were looking especially yummy that year. No, he went straight to the castle wall and grabbed a big handful of that famous rainbow cake. He shoved it into his mouth. It was delicious. He took another handful, and another. Soon there was a little hole right through the wall. He took another big bite, and another. Before too long, the hole in the wall was big enough for him to put his head through. He should have been feeling even better, but he was starting to feel a little sick. Still, he kept on eating, handful after handful, until the hole was big enough for his whole body. By this point, he was feeling very ill. The cake was still delicious, but it was just too sweet. Finally, after he'd eaten a hole that was big enough for a horse to walk through, he collapsed to the ground.
Ugh.
A puddle of rainbowy cake bits formed next to him.
Ugh.
He was not well at all. Later on, it could have been a minute or it could have been an hour, he wasn't sure. Webster heard a voice.
You seem to have eaten right through my wall, someone said. He opened his eyes and saw Princess Griselda standing in front of him. Ugh! He threw up again right on her new wedding shoes.
Ooh.
He expected Princess Griselda to jump back in surprise, but she just stood there looking at him. Why did you eat through my wall? I need my walls to protect the castle and keep everyone safe, she said. Ugh! He said again. Princess Griselda waited for him to say more, but ugh was all he could muster. Guards, take him to the top of my tower.
2 guards moved to take Webster under the arms and pick him up.
Are you throwing me in jail? The effort to speak made him want to throw up all over again.
Ooh.
Princess Griselda laughed. Oh no, she said. I want to ask you why you ate through my wall, but you're in no shape to talk. Get some rest and have some broth and veggies. I'll visit you when you're feeling better. The guards loaded Webster on the back of a donkey and took him to the top of the tower. Then they put him in a big, cozy bed made of marshmallows. Webster snuggled into his cotton candy blanket and fell fast asleep. He rested for several days, eating broccoli and fresh peppers and crunchy green beans. He drank broth and warm cups of lemon tea. Before too long, he was feeling much better. He was up and looking out the tower window, watching the royal guard repair the castle wall, when he heard the door creak open behind him. He started to feel bad for what he'd done and his heart sank. He knew it was Princess Griselda.
You seem to be feeling better, she said. He nodded. Are you ready to talk about why you ate through my wall?
Webster looked down. He didn't want to talk to Princess Griselda, but he knew it was impolite to ignore her question.
I did it to protect the kingdom, he said quietly. If the king and queen have a son, his job is to marry a queen and protect the kingdom. If they have a daughter, her job is to marry a king and protect the kingdom. And your job is to marry a king and protect the kingdom.
He looked at Princess Griselda out of the corner of his eye just to make sure she was listening. She was nodding. But Webster, did you know that my father, the king, was adopted?
Huh?
His mom and dad couldn't have any children. Webster hadn't known that. And did you know that my great-grandmother, Queen Waluna, married 3 kings before she found one that she liked best? And that her father, King Waterloo, only became king because his brother decided that he liked designing imaginary candy castles more than being in charge. What holds our kingdom together, she continued, isn't who marries whom, it's who loves taking care of the kingdom. Part of being a ruler is making sacrifices. I have to choose whether to do things because I want to do them, or because my people want me to do them. I have to decide what's best for all of us. Webster nodded vigorously. Finally, she understood. But this doesn't mean that I should marry a king. If I did, I would be heartbroken because I love Lady Ananda. And if I were heartbroken, I wouldn't be a very good ruler. I wouldn't make good decisions for everybody. I'd be too busy feeling sad. That was a good point, Webster admitted. He hadn't thought of that. Webster looked out the window at the castle grounds and the royal workers. He looked at everything the king and queen had done, and all the past kings and queens. Was it love that mattered in the end?
I'm sorry I ate through your wall, he said finally.
Webster was feeling really bad, and it wasn't because of that cake. What if he had destroyed the wall and damaged the castle forever?
Princess Griselda laughed. It's almost fixed, she said. It will soon be good as new.
Phew!
He was relieved, but he still felt bad. I think I should leave the kingdom, he said. It was the only way to make up for what he'd done. Princess Griselda shook her head. No, you mustn't, she said. On the contrary, I would like you to stay in the castle and keep me and Lady Ananda company.
Huh?
This surprised Webster.
You would? But why?
Because, Webster, it's clear to me you love this kingdom too. You got angry at me and did something bad, but you did it because you care so much. And you realized you made a mistake, and then you apologized. Webster smiled with relief.
Phew!
It was true, after all. He did love the kingdom more than anything, and apologizing for his mistake did make him feel much better.
Please stay with me and be my advisor.
Webster agreed.
Okay.
From that day forward, he stood by Princess Griselda and Lady Ananda and advised them both on all things big and small.
Yes. No.
Every year, on the anniversary of their wedding, the princess and the lady opened up their castle and let all their subjects eat as much as they liked. The only person who didn't come and enjoy the castle was Webster. When everyone else was busy munching on the cupcake bushes, trying the delicious cookie roofs, and drinking from the castle's chocolate fountain, Webster stayed inside. He couldn't stand the thought of eating any more of the castle's candies. He ate some roasted cauliflower instead and thought about how he could continue to help the kingdom he loved so much.
And Princess Griselda and Lady Ananda are grateful for his advice and friendship until the end of their days.
Thanks. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The end.
Happy endings are the best, don't you think, Chicken Sink?
Yeah, for once, I actually agree with you.
Call the newspapers!
Okay. Anyway, thanks, Izzie and Josh, for sharing your awesome and delicious story with us. We hope that this Pride Month, and like every month really, we can all find a way to lead with kindness and give people space to be the best possible version of themselves.
Ooh, grown-ups, if your family loves stories as much as we love stories, check out Tell Us a Story, Josh's fun, immersive, collaborative storytelling card game that you and your kids can play over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, they get the point.
Head to tellusastory.games/home.
Or just click on the link Meg threw in the episode notes, along with a link to great suggestions for celebrating Pride Month with kids.
Okie dokie, karaoke. That's it, potato chip.
We'll see you in July for another round of sneak attacks, full episodes, and brain breathers. And in the meantime, happy Pride Month!
We love